Happy Mother's Day. It's good to be able to talk with you for a few minutes on this beautiful Mother's Day. We're not able to be together in church, and for many of you, won't be able to actually get together with your mom this special day. And for that reason, I'm disappointed. But if you have your mom still in your life and she's still around, make sure you do give her a call or get a chance to talk with her, send her a card or something like that, and get in touch with her because moms are just different than anything else. There's a lot of women who would like to be a president or a CEO of a big company or a senator or some type of great leader where they would gain notoriety. But I can honestly say to you that I have more respect for moms than any president that I've ever known, or any CEO, or any senator, or any legislator, or anyone like that. I have more respect for moms than any of those people. And the reason is that moms fill a role in our life that's unlike any other role. And if you have a good mom, or if you are a good mom, then you're fulfilling the highest office on the planet, in my opinion. Now, I'm not talking about just biologically producing a child, as we all got here through that, but I'm talking about taking the responsibility and caring and loving someone and nurturing them and helping us all to be the very best people we can be. And there is no way that could happen if it wasn't for a good mom. And so I look at this holiday, and it is a holiday, and we should have a holiday. Someone said you should honor your mom all year round, and I agree with that. But if we're going to have a day, if we're going to have a Groundhog Day, we definitely need to have a Mother's Day because moms are way more important than groundhogs. No offense to the groundhogs, but in my opinion, moms are way more important than groundhogs. So we definitely need to have a Mother's Day. And so in this, I think about all the many things that mothers do and do so well. And I'm reminded of a story in John's Gospel in the second chapter of John. And it's about Jesus and his mother. And Mary is a tremendous role model for all women as far as a mother. And Jesus and his mother, Mary, were at this wedding. And in their culture, if anyone had a wedding, there was a lot of wine involved, both ceremonially and for the banquet and the purpose of the guests. And somehow in this situation, this family ran out of wine, which would have been a terrible social error to find yourself in a place where you didn't have enough stuff for the guests. And that was a tremendous source of embarrassment. And Jesus's mother knew about this, and she felt sorry for them, I guess, or was concerned about them anyway. She said to him, she said, "They have no wine." And he gave a very uncharacteristic response. I mean, Jesus was the man who lived out the commandments and performed them very deeply and to the principles. And he knew very well about honor your father and mother. But when she said to him, "They have no wine," he says to her, "Woman, what does that have to do with me? My hour is not yet come." And literally in the text, it's like, what's that? What have I got to do with that? And she didn't say anything in return to him, but instead turned to the servants who were taking care of this big feast and said, "Whatever he says to you, do it." Now, this is a tremendously beautiful demonstration of what a wonderful mother is. Jesus, for some reason, and I don't know what it was, wasn't on having his best day. His response to her answer, no matter how you slice it, no matter what was going on or why he said it, I don't know, but it wasn't the nicest, kindest, most gentle response that he could have given. Instead, he, basically was rude and was cold, and it was like he was frustrated with her question, or maybe frustrated for even having to be there. I don't know if he didn't even want to be there. I don't know. But anyway, he didn't respond well. But she responded She didn't scold him. She didn't say nothing mean to him. She didn't even get angry with him. It was just okay. And I've thought how desperately we need someone to be patient with us when we are weak. If there's one thing that my mother could do and was more than anyone else in my whole life, was she was patient with my weaknesses. If I wasn't nice, if I fell down, if I messed something up, if I accidentally broke something, spilled something, done something stupid, if I accidentally or done it even on purpose, and I came to her, she would say to me these wonderful, precious words that we all need to hear. That's okay. It'll be okay. Even though I was embarrassed, or even though I was hurt, even though I was scared, she would look at me and say, "That's okay. It's okay. It'll be okay." And I'll tell you what, that had enough power to raise the dead. There was enough power in those kind words coming from her that spoke to the deepest part of my soul and cleansed me and released me from the shame or the pain or the fear I was in. She could do that just with those few magic words. It'll be okay. And Jesus' mother did not criticize him, attack him for his rudeness. She just absorbed that. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're a mom, or if you got a mom, I'll tell you something. You girls, you women can absorb and patiently take weakness better than any man I've ever known. As a man, I cannot be patient with weakness the way that Darnell can, the way that my mother could, the way my sisters, the way all of the moms that I know, they absorb and can deal with weakness 10 times better than I've ever been able to do. And Mary was no exception. She absorbed his frustration and just turned and looked at the men right in front of him and says, "Whatever he says to you to do, you do it." That's the second great thing a mom can do. Jesus said that my time's not yet come. Simply, Ben, in my words, he was saying, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to do this. This the Bible says this was his first miracle in the Bible. And so in this wedding of Cana, turning water into wine. And it says that he said, I'm not ready for this. This is not my hour. It's not time. I'm not ready for this. But what did she say? She knew he was a good man. She knew what he could do. She had more confidence in what he could do than he had confidence in what he could do. When she turned and said, do whatever he says, she was saying to him, he knows what he's doing. He can do this. And if there's one thing a good mom does, and if there's one thing we all need, is somebody in our life who believes in us, even when we don't believe in ourselves. Even when we don't think we can handle this, even when we don't think we can do this, we need somebody who can get a hold of us and say, listen, you can do this. And nobody on earth can do that better than a mom. I don't know how many times my mom would tell me, you can do this. And Mom, it's hard. I can't do this. I don't know how to do it. You can do this. It is amazing when I see that when a mom looks at her child, she can see potential in that child that nobody else can see. She can see it deep, and she never loses hope for it. She can always see it under, no matter what it's wrapped in, no matter how deep it's buried, she can see greatness in her child. And we sure need somebody occasionally to remind us how great we are. A mother is the greatest gift that a person can ever have. And as I said before, the highest role a person can ever play. If you're a mom, I salute you. Matter of fact, if you notice, I'm dressed much nicer than I normally dress for these videos. I dress like this for church, weddings, funerals, special occasions. I dressed up today strictly out of respect for every mom that's watching. I greatly respect you for what you do. I greatly appreciate you for what you do. And I'm asking God to bless you very much for what you do. You will never receive the kind of honor and the kind of appreciation that you deserve. You'll never know how many people's lives are changed by the tender words and the quiet faith and the faithful confidence of a mother. But if you're doing that today, if you're a mom or if you have a mom that's around still, I honor you. And I pray you honor them. And I pray you have a wonderful Mother's Day. Celebrate it however you will. Jesus loved his mother. And as he was dying on the cross, he looked at his disciple and said, "Son, behold your mother." And he looked at his mom and said, "Mom, or woman, behold your son." Before he left this world, he wanted to make sure that his mom was taken care of, even when he wasn't around. And I would want nothing more than God's blessings for every mom in the sound of my voice today. May the Lord bless you with a wonderful Mother's Day. Until we see you again, God bless.